Listen, you could scroll back, but I'll just do it. I thought we take turns. We take turns of reading these things.
Did you send me the link on that?
I did, but I sent it yesterday.
Okay, you know what? I can pull it up. So you start, and then I'll have it pulled up.
Okay, so young Justin Charters, you guys, he writes for us at IJ Review. This guy's like 12, and I say that, Justin, if you're listening, because he does from time to time. I say that as an extreme compliment. When I was your age, mid to late 20s, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I wouldn't have been able to, well, anyway, so the headline, 15 clever excuses why Obama failed to stand up for freedom in France after the terror attacks. This thing, there's over a couple thousand people on the post as we speak. He's got 37,000 shares and around 220,000 views. This thing is, I think it's hilarious. So you guys need to go to IJ Review and see it. So we've already talked about the fact that obviously Obama didn't show. And, okay, hang on here. We're just, yeah, I know. Okay, we're good. So, Charters comes up with 15 reasons why he wasn't there. Do you have that thing up yet?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So you read number one and describe the image, and then we'll alternate and go from there.
Okay, number one, this is the famous picture from months ago of Obama straining with 10-pound dumbbells. Perhaps he was pumping iron.
I think that's just completely hilarious. Number two, he had other priorities in his agenda to fight extremism. And this is our own Kyle Becker, editor of IJ Review, had to make sure anti-Islamic filmmaker was still locked up and Gitmo prisoners set free.
Oh, that's so perfect.
That's
number three, and it shows him standing in not the Oval Office, but one of the side little offices holding the phone. One of the reasons Obama missed the France rally is he couldn't get a hold of other world leaders to say he's on his way.
See, and that's legitimate, right? All right, number four, Vice President Joe Biden was having personal issues. Greg Williams tweet, crisis at hashtag reasons Obama missed France rally. Crisis at the White House, Joe Biden locked himself in the closet again. So see, Obama needed to be there to take care of that.
Oh my gosh, this is awful. Obama doesn't have an appetite for French canines. The tweet here was, Barry has never developed a taste for poodle, obviously making reference to the fact that he acknowledged that he's actually eaten dog before.
Well, see, and I mean, to be fair to Obama, there's a lot of people that don't like French food. I being one of them. When I was in France, I didn't eat a whole lot of French food. So, yeah. Number six, it wasn't going to fill his political coffers. And of course, again, a tweet, Killy Bunny Foo-Foo, those fundraisers aren't going to attend themselves.
By the way, Politabunny is hilarious. Follow on Twitter. Blaming George Bush wouldn't be an option. Evan Young said when he found out there was no way to attack conservatives or blame Bush, he wasn't interested in being involved.
See, there we go. Number eight, his strategy to fight terrorism hasn't been effective. Justin Charters himself, because ISIS isn't a JV team and Al-Qaeda isn't on the run, he did not want to embarrass himself any further.
Okay, this one's so good. He hadn't heard about it on the news yet. Okay, that's perfect.
That might be one of the best.
Yep.
And they even, the image is hilarious too, because it's like that old-fashioned thing from like the 50s, a guy holding a drink. Tomorrow, Obama will say he didn't know about the Paris March until he saw it.
Oh, that's so perfect.
That's perfect. Number 10, he's actually there. It's just really hard to see him with all 3.7 million people. Obama will claim he attended. He's in the back of the march, leading from behind.
Oh my gosh. He didn't want to bow to so many different world leaders. This is at Barney Franken satire site. Because standing tall side by side with world leaders isn't really Obama's thing. And then they have a picture of him bowing to one of the Saudi princes.
Dude could have seriously thrown his back out by the end of the day. Number 12, a little bird told Michelle, this is hilarious too. A little bird told Michelle that the Danish prime minister would be in attendance.
Ooh.
Now you get that one, right?
Yeah, and there's the picture of the somewhat cute Danish prime minister and Obama laughing, and Michelle a couple feet away, obviously pissed.
And if you guys haven't seen that, did not see it when it happened, I can't imagine that you didn't if you're as fond of Obama as we are. The sequence of the image is hilarious because you got you got the first one where they're like, he's smiling ear to ear and she is as well, and they're leaning in to do the selfie, and then you got this one and you got the look on Michelle's face, and then my absolute favorite was the last one where I don't know how it happened or what happened to make it happen, but Michelle and Barry have switched places. She is now. Remember that one?
I do. It's so beautiful.
And looks like she's going to burst into flames, and all the other two are just sitting stone faced, and he's looking like, boy, am I sleeping on the couch for the rest of my life.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, number 13, he's still searching for a YouTube video to blame the terror attacks on.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised. Number 14 is it was a no work day for a man with one of the most demanding jobs on the planet. So, dude, it was Sunday. He was off, right?
Yeah, it could have been. That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's Sunday. I'm not supposed to work on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or whatever. That's from Sandra on Twitter. Go ahead. Last one.
The last one, he wouldn't be the sole focus of all the photo ops. Diane CVA said they told him he couldn't wave at the photographers and take selfies.
I always wonder if stuff like this, I mean, obviously, probably not this post, but the stuff that shows up on Twitter or some of the stuff, do you ever wonder if this, because he's so thin-skinned, it wouldn't be, I wouldn't put it past him to similar stuff like this, maybe, I don't know, higher profile, although we're pretty high profile. If he doesn't look for some of it and just seethe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm giving him too much, let me do air quotes around credit, but he's so damn thin-skinned, it's almost like he wants to know what's being said about him. I don't know. It's just me. Maybe.
You know what? That's a really good question. I know that one of HW's favorite things was Dana Carvey's portrayal of him.
That's exactly right. In fact, he invited him to the White House to do that.
Oh, yeah. They're total buddies. Mm-hmm. They're Dana Carvey, in fact, the last time that Bush was sick and got out of the hospital, Dana went to go see him. He was on Miller talking about it. Wow. And one of the things that he does is he's like, hey, do me.
And to an extent, I think even Clinton, first it was Phil Hartman on Saturday Night Live. Who's the other guy who did him longer and I think better? But I think Clinton even laughed at that. Somehow, I don't think Obama thinks impressions of him are funny. And he may say he does, if asked, but he's that thin-skinned. So it'd be interesting if he ever picks up this kind of stuff because as insular as he, I mean, there's how many rings of protection around this guy. Never want to give him bad news, and probably want to protect him from anything that mocks him as well. But I thought kudos to Charters because that was pretty funny, man.
You know what? It's I really like those Twitter stories because what they kind of do, and I did that one about the Rob Lowe thing that we talked about yesterday, and this is along the same line. Except for Charter's story, it looks to me has had 5 times the readership that mine did, which makes me slightly indignant and resentful, of course.
Well, of course.
Because I'm competitive, as are you. But the thing I like about the Twitter ones is what it does is it frames obviously you've got the central story, but then you can kind of frame the responses and reaction not necessarily in your own voice, but you can take, because people are wonderfully creative and funny. All these, somebody somewhere was sitting around and they started this hashtag reasons Obama missed France rally. And that's the way Twitter works. Somebody will start a hashtag, and it's going to be, it might be, John Ekdahl or somebody, or Kurt Schlichter or somebody with massive following, or it might be Art Vandelay living in his grandmother's basement with 6 followers, but somebody else happens to see it, and it's the ultimate viral organic growth. And I just find them to be so entertaining. I really love
and we've talked about this before, but people that are religiously on Twitter and not just create these things, respond to them, with hilarity of their own. The ones that are absolutely funniest to me are the ones that respond directly, like when we talked about it when Tingles, Chris Throw Up My Leg Matthews, posted the image of he and his wife in the Christmas picture at the White House with Obama and Mooch, as if not to know that hilarity will follow.
Oh yeah, you put something up like that, and here's the thing: is if you're that kind of public figure, you're gonna get responses to stuff to which you might engage or you might be diverted. And I don't know about you, but it's happened with me. I'll retweet one of my articles and somebody will comment, in some cases super negative, and I actually, number one, sometimes I find them informative. Sometimes there's an opinion or a perspective or a comment that's like, oh, you know what? That's a good point, man. I didn't think of that. Or they're just hilarious. If it's not just a general, F off, you conservative hater loser guy.
All right, relative to that, check my my message that I just sent to you on Facebook, just to you. But I think that, particularly if you're a polarizing political figure, and in addition, if there is ammunition there, same thing happened to Al Sharpton not long ago. The White House stuff, the same thing. I mean, to believe that you can, again, like Tingles to post that Christmas photo, and as if it's only going to be seen and responded to by people who think that's pretty cool, right? By Democrats, by folks who love Obama, who doesn't think Tingles is a complete moron. That is part of what makes it funny to me. Like you and I sang it on the show, but in response to Tingles, when Michelle Malkin, what did she say? Just see those lib legs jingling, ting, ting, tingly too. I mean, to believe that something like that is not going to happen that's, again, like I said, part of the hilarity to me. So there we go. All right, so we have, Howson, we've got 10 minutes left in this half hour, and then another 30 minutes, dude. So what do you want to talk about?
All right, I just got back. I just sent a message to Jim because for folks, if you just happen to tune in listening on Spreaker, and I assume that we are still streaming, we have got right now, I don't know about you, Mike, but this is the very first time I have had this sort of development.
Yeah, never happened.
I believe 15 minutes ago, Dan said that we were still streaming live.
I believe that we will stream as long as we want to. Now, obviously, we will leave at 4 o'clock Eastern time as we normally do. But yeah, I don't think there's any trouble of us all of a sudden not streaming.
Okay. Well, that being said, what we have is we have a development where we can't get a hold of our producer. So we have no way to go out of breaks. We have no way to turn off or the show for a moment, to stream to news. We have no way to bring in our guests. Jim, I just see here on Facebook, he did just see my message. Oh, whoa, hold on a second. Jessica,
Hey guys, what's up?
Well, hi, Jeff.